Good afternoon, my crafty friends. I hope you're all well. Welcome to the How to Craft Network studio. I have a wonderful hour or so lined up for you this afternoon. The sun is shining, so come out of the sunshine and come and say hello. We've got a wonderful creative hour using the brand new Papercraft Society box. So for those of you that may be tuning in for the first time, my name is Toni and we are home of Stamps by Me, the How to Craft Network studio. We have a wonderful family company that prides themselves on sharing the love of craft and being creative most days. Quality, of course, as always. So if you're watching for the first time, because we are streaming across several platforms, and you don't know who I am, this is a channel where you can come and get some inspiration. Now, today's show is in collaboration with the lovely company called Craft Stash. Probably most of you know this company. They are a fantastic company that support designers in, again, sharing the love of craft. And today is no different. We have the wonderful box kit, but before I talk about the box kit, I have a couple of things to tell you about. So if you do not know about the wonderful box kits that Craft Stash do, check out their website. They have lots and lots of opportunities for beginners crafters, advanced crafters, and probably, I would say personally, in my opinion, Craft Stash just gives so much inspiration for the money, okay? They give you so much content, so many inspirational guides, step-by-steps, videos, along with product to go with. Nobody can get close to the Craft Stash when they do this. It's incredible. And I'm very honoured that Craft Stash have actually asked me to do this. Now, you know, we do the box kits and you get lots of different designers, and that as well makes me very happy because, again, it's sharing the love of craft and having the opportunity to have a taster of all the lovely demonstrators that are available at Craft Stash and all of the ones that they source is just giving you so much content, which makes me very happy, as you all know. So this stream is being streamed everywhere, okay? USA, global, Craft Stash's website and Facebook, also mine too. So if you're brand new to the channel, let me know if you're brand new. We are monitoring the comments. Lou's monitoring them over on Craft Stash, and I'm here monitoring them on our pages too. If you have any questions, we'll type away or I can answer them for you as we go through this lovely, lovely kit. And it is beautiful. It's my first ever box, Papercraft Society box. Hopefully it does really, really well. And then the guys or the team at Craft Stash asked me to do another one for you. I won't be doing florals on the second one. We'll do something different. That's if they ask me. So let's give them a nudge. Let her do it again. So it's going to take about an hour. I have two fantastic demos for you and something totally awesome. I didn't even check to see if this was allowed, but I think Lou will be okay with it. So what I'm going to do is at the end of the show, I'm going to do a giveaway for one of the box kits. Now, there is a little bit of a hook to get you involved. To win the box kit, you have to subscribe to Craft Stash's YouTube. Okay, so if you're a massive fan of Toni and the inspiration that I give you, then I know you're going to adore their channel as well. They get lots of guests on there. Lou is on there as well with her fantastic range as well. So you need to go and subscribe to their channel, and then I will pick a winner for a box kit. Okay, so basically sharing the love of craft. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, you can also subscribe to my channel. Welcome to the family. But equally, if you are on my channel, you need to go and subscribe to Craft Stash's YouTube as well. And I'll pick a winner and we'll give a box kit away. We love to give things away. Hence why I've got no money. But, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm doing a job that I absolutely love. And I love to share the love of craft. So welcome to the channel, everyone. Let's dive straight in. Now, there are options in relation to this Papercraft Society box. You can buy it here with me on our How to Craft Network website. It's available right now. And it's also available on the Craft Stash's website. If you go to Craft Stash's website, check out the options, okay? They do these box kits and the society boxes at varied times of the month. And that means you can subscribe to one, you can subscribe to three, or you can subscribe to them all. And what that basically means is if you subscribe, you get the opportunity to get them first. So possibly some of you or most of you may already have this at home. So go and check out the options. And if you're a crafter that likes to taste, sort of like get that taster of all different guests and brands, and these are a great starting point, and they're super affordable, and the more that you sign up for, the better saving you get. So check that out on Craft Stash's website. It's available now. But if you want to get it from me, you can absolutely do that too. So shall we have a dive in? I did do a little bit of a Facebook Live, and I think Lou did one on YouTube not so long ago. But let's get into the sort of the benefits and features of this wonderful box, and then we'll get into some demos. So it comes in the wonderful box, which is beautiful. Don't get rid of the box. The box is a winner, okay? So when we open it up, you get some messages throughout the whole box, you know, and this is one of the messages that I say to you all the time. Do something for yourself. You totally deserve it. Whatever's going on in the world, do it for yourself, okay? Even if it's craft, knitting, sewing, painting, cleaning, gardening, whatever it may be. Do it for you, nobody else. And then inside you get, now this is where the magic comes together for me, the inspirational booklet. They give inspiration like no other. So in the book, you get this quality sort of A5 book here. Guess what? Step-by-step guides with all of the products in here. Photography with examples of cards. So if you are a bit advanced, you want to quit the step-by-steps and think, I'm going to do that card today, you can totally do that. You can tab it off if you want to. So if you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to revisit that card and do it again at another point when I feel in the mood, you can do that too. And here is what I was saying about some of the other lovely designers and guests on here as well that do that box kit as well. So here's the lovely Lou, who's over on the channel watching your comments. Any questions, shout. We have the lovely Chloe as well. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's names. We have Ruth. I'm not sure of the other ladies' names, but they'll all be perfect and wonderful in their own right. So these are the sort of things that you can expect with this lovely society box. So we have my design team, wonderful, some products that you might need for your stash to help you out, a little bit about me and where I started. And then here's a couple of cards from me. I'm not going to show you it all because I really want you to buy the box. It's super affordable, guys, and the discounts are incredible. So you get this lovely sort of inspirational book. Then inside, I asked the lovely team if I could have a sparkle pen. Now, you will know my Gossip sparkle pen. It's the one you all ask for. It sells out every time. Well, guess what? The team have put one in here for you. So you haven't got to worry. You can have this as a backup. So it's that clear overlay sparkle, which you can't have enough of, in my opinion. You can mix it with your paints and things. We get a ton of clear iridescent sparkles. I'm not going to open it because I've got some ready to go for my demo. Clear iridescent sparkles in there. But then they're like Brucey bonuses, those. And then in here, we have this wonderful sort of folding, which I love. And you know how much I love presentation, guys. You know I'm a stickler for presentation and quality. Now, this had me at the get-go, this wallet. In fact, I said to Lou, I'm going to steal it. I'm not really, but it is beautiful, honestly, and it's really unique to Craft Stash. So if you have something like this, you know it's Craft Stash. So it comes in this wonderful sort of wallet design here. And again, as you open it out, you get the wonderful sentiments on here. Don't forget to share your makes with us at the Paper Craft Society. They want to see your makes. They want to see if you're enjoying the projects and the work that they're putting. So make sure you do that. Give yourself time and just be yourself. That's a comment from me, as always. Then we have, you are amazing. Remember that. I tell everybody that every day, probably. And crafting is my happiness. So inside, look at this. This is aside from everything else. The book itself is amazing. So let's just talk through. So we have some lovely decorative papers, and you'll see the theme of me running through the papers as always, because guess what? They're watercolour. You know, and they're uncoated, which means you're going to be able to stamp onto them, heat emboss onto them, add texture, add paint, gesso, put them through your embossing folders. Really, really wonderful. I think there's actually one missing out of this because I think I stole it, but you know, I'm okay with that. So that's that. Next down the line here is, you're all probably thinking, what on earth is that? So let me show you. I don't know if you can see that there, but as you all know, I love watercolouring. So this is sort of like what is beautiful watercolour card, and it has a very faint image on there, which is going to give you that no line look when you paint these. Can we see the design down here? It isn't crystal clear on TV. It's very visual when you've got them in your hand. But basically there's peonies, daisies and leaves, and it's just on that watercolour card. Several designs. Hopefully you might be able to see that one. There we go. So you can see if you pick up that brush and just play around with it, you're going to get something that looks like it's been hand painted. Now, I love stamps and I love dies, but I think these are really personal to me here at Stamps by Me because picking up that brush is that starting point, that foundation of understanding how to get brush strokes and how to move colour around on cardstock and things like that. And then your greatness and your experience will come from repeating that process. You know, hand motion, eye motion, just keep doing it, and you'll be surprised at how good you actually get over a small period of time. That's why I've put these in here. So you get a ton of different designs. Hopefully you'll be able to see them there. They're beautiful. On the watercolour card as well, because it's important that you have the correct paper and cardstock for it to go on. Because if I put it on normal cardstock and it drank that ink and then you couldn't move it around, you'd be like, I can't do it. And it'd be nothing that you're doing wrong. It'd be the cardstock that you're trying to paint onto. So when you're learning, it's really key for me that you have the right components. Because you just get frustrated with it and you'd be like, I can't do it, when really it actually was the card that was wrong and not you doing it wrong. So you get those in there as well, and it just keeps on giving. So check this out, guys. So in here, stamp and coordinating dies. Look at this. Let me just grab some card here. Absolutely wonderful. Now, if you are watching, share, please share. Let's share the love of craft. Share the very fact that we're in collaboration with the Craft Stash. And this is also beautiful because it's part of giving back to another company that works incredibly hard in the industry. You know me, I am all for, you know, doing things together. Let's make it happen together. We're all in it for the right reasons. We're all in it to craft as a crafty community, sharing the love of craft, sharing the inspiration, and Craft Stash are amazing at it. So I'm going to work with them, aren't I? They're just exactly the same as me, which is wonderful. So you get this wonderful A5 stamp with all of the words, and then you get the dies too. I mean, just this alone's worth the box. And then you get the outline die around the florals, and then you get some sentiment words and some outlines for around your stamps as well. So you're going to be able to get that as well. Absolutely incredible value. So that is the kit in its true form. Let's show you some wonderful demonstrations and have some fun. I hope everyone's okay. If you have any questions, put QQQ. If you're maybe brand new to the channel today and you just hopped on, you've just seen us by chance, then say hello, let us know whereabouts you are in the world. We do stream globally and have done. We are huge in the USA. So if you are watching from the USA, it might be a tad early, but if you are watching, let us know what the weather's like. We always like to know what the weather is like. So there you can see the whole box kit in its true form. And again, as I've stated earlier, if you are buying from the Craft Stash, check out the options, okay? Because there will be other demonstrators on there that you love as well. And the more that you subscribe to, the box comes down in price as well. So they give some incredible discounts and loyalty things for you just to give back for purchasing from their website. So you can do that too. So shall we crack on? Whew, it's warm. Anybody having at garden time? Anybody out in the sunshine? Well, you're not right now because you're all here with me, but do enjoy the sunshine because I think we're due some storms, aren't we? So let's have some fun. The beauty of the kit is that you can use it with all of the other stash that you have, okay? Building, you will have tons of it around you, I'm sure. So let's build it in what we've got. So what I'm going to do today, to change it up a little bit, hey? I'm going to do a slimline card. So I'll just move that out of the way for now. And I have a piece of the watercolour card. And what I'm going to do is I have some water brush pens here. Now, I think these, we have these on our website. Craft Stash have, I've checked theirs as well. They have a whole bunch of watercolour things on there. So check those out too. So I'm just going to create a bit of a nice colourful background. Because it's sunny, we can have some fun. So by the end of this show, as soon as you've watched this show, you must go and subscribe to Craft Stash's YouTube channel and know where you all live. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Yeah, it's just because if I'm not live, they probably will be. So you're going to get inspiration 24 hours a day probably. So this piece of white card here, watercolour card, I'm going to give it a spritz with some water. And I'm not going to spritz it underneath because I don't want it to stick. I need to be able to pick it up. So let's get some colour on here. I'm going to use, oh, what colour? Let's go purple. Let's get some purple on here. I'm just going to take my pen and I'll just wet this a bit more. And let's add some colour. So I'm just going to take the pen to the top of the paper and I'm just going to tilt the paper and just let it just randomly run down there. So I like to be quite sporadic with my colour. Now, if you don't have these types of brushes, that's absolutely fine. Just grab an ink pad, splodge it onto your glass mat and just pick up an everyday brush and just drop it in, okay? You don't have to have exactly what I'm using, but if you have got them, then at least hopefully this is going to encourage you to play and dig them out. So I'm just going to let that do its business, run down. I'm just going to give it a spray with some more water, get it to come down a little bit more. There we go. I love texture on cards. I absolutely love it. So just play around, give your pen a squeeze, get some more colour on there. See that there? Oh, looks cool, doesn't it? Could watch it all day. So we have a bit of purple on there. I think we need to go down a bit further though, Tony. Stop being tight. And you can keep, because it's watercolour card, we can keep spraying if we want to, let it do its thing. And then let's get another colour while that's doing its thing. Let's get, should we do a bit of orange? As we can. And I'm just going to squeeze some of this into the areas as well. And maybe drop it into some of the areas where there is no pink as well. Looks like a hot mess, they always do. Just need to bear with. So let's spray with a bit more water. Tap, tap, tap. And I think that's actually all right. Quite pleased with that. Let's just get a bit of orange at the top here. Turned out better than I anticipated, that one. I'll do a little bit of a shout out. So we have Michaela, Sarah, Ruth, Shirley, Jan. It's going too fast. Thank you all so much. Don't tell Lou, I did forget to put it in my newsletter, but I did do a little cheeky Facebook Live. What happened was, no excuse, I know. I got caught up in road closure after road closure last night. So I didn't get in while super, and I was like, oh. So today I was like, I'm going to spend the morning doing my demos. Is that all right, everyone? They were like, yeah, you just leave yourself to it. I thought, yeah, thank you very much. So I've just got like a sterile colour going down there, but I am going to give it some splats. So if you have a brush where you can give splats, I'm just tapping whilst it's still a little bit wet. Just giving it a little bit of a rattle, as I would call it. Don't be afraid to leave white spaces, because if you always look better with a little bit of white space on there. So just to create a little bit of texture. So let's dry this off with our gun, and then let's move on to the lovely stamping. Who's a stamper? You'll have to let me know. Who's a stamper? Probably most. So let's try this one off. This is going to be a very tropical summer card today, guys. Oh, Ruth, subscribe to Craft Stash. Box looks amazing. Love the kit. Well done. Thank you so much. Just give it a bit of a clean off on the back. So I'll just dry the rest of it off with some tissue. Super easy. And then sometimes what I like to do is pop it under like your Eureka, your tool or whatever it is, and it'll flatten out. So I'm just going to stick it over here on the back, and we'll just pop our Eureka on top, and that'll flatten it out whilst we do the next stage. So the next stage is the stamping. Now I have cut a little bit of a corner here. I've already gone ahead and stamped and die cut. Look at this. Beautiful curve. I love curves. If anybody asks, Toni loves curves. Now this is just normal white cardstock, nothing fancy, okay? So let's just add a little bit of colour to this one, and I am just going to use my water brush pens again. But again, if you don't have water brush pens, just use your ink pads. I think that's what we all use anyway most days, don't we? So I like to spray the design, and it gives me that sort of like loose look. It makes me look better than I am. So again, I'm going to spray the whole design, and then I'm just going to take my brush and drop a little bit of colour into the green. There we go, nothing fancy. And then what I like to do also is I also like to leave a little bit of white space so I don't colour the whole leaf. That makes me look better than I actually am. So if you have a tremor or anything like that, this look looks absolutely cool if you've not got the best stability in your wrists and hands. So let's just add a bit of green in here. So as you can see, I'm not being too careful about it. I like the loose painting look. I can do the no line colouring, but it takes hours. Sometimes we haven't got hours, have we? So today we're going for a very summer vibes card here. So that's a little bit of green. Now we'll have a bit of red. So again, I'm just going to spray it a bit more, get a bit of a nice bleed on there. So let's add a bit more colour. This is a beautiful size as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's not small by any means, so you're not going to be hunting around trying to fill a card. It's big enough. Fills an A5 stamp, this, with some sentiments, which is wonderful. So just pop a bit of orange on there. Let's do a little bit on here. So I'm not going to go right to the end of the daisy, just in the centre. And again, I'm just going to keep spraying with water because that gives, it just bleeds it out a little bit, and I haven't got to worry about getting light and shade in there. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to swap that red for an orange. Let's get a bit of orange in here. So when I do like big petals, I always leave like a little blob in the centre, and that looks like the light's coming from the top. Sort of like, because it always, watercolour always dries back 2 shades lighter. So try and leave a little bit of a halo somewhere. And if the light's coming from one side, the halos need to be all on one side and vice versa. So let's just add a bit in here. Stop this from being quite red. And then what I did was I stamped it again, and I cut out this lovely flower in red. Look, can we see that there? And again, I sprayed it and got that bleed. Now I'm just going to add some of this lovely orange on top. Let's give this a spray too. So we get it to match in with our lovely background. And then I'm going to 3D this one on top of here. But can you see, if you twist the design slightly, you end up with like, it is like a lily. But if you twist it, I think it becomes more tropical-like, which I think is beautiful. So, and I'm going with the sun today, guys. I'm going for that total tropical look. So there we go. You just saw me paint that really, really quickly. So let's just blast this off with our gun. Clean that off there. Don't worry, you can always rewind, pause and mute. It's one of my favourite sayings, you can always mute me. You might want to watch the demos but not listen to me. So we have lots of you on the Facebook social medias. I can see the comments on the craft stash as well. So well done, everyone. Thank you so much for chatting amongst yourselves. Elizabeth, Victoria, Debbie, Cheryl, Morgan. Lovely to have your company, everyone. Thank you. This is my first one, so I hope you're liking it so far. Just dry this one off very quickly. Isn't it wonderful how the sun just makes you feel instantly better? Do you not think? So Victoria says, did you use ink refills in your water pens? Sorry. No, they're pre-filled already, but once they run out, I fill them with the Eyes Ink sprays. Keep topping them up with the colours out of my spray bottles, things like that. So, but you can use any sprays. Right, so let's sort of like bring in our card here. Oh, it's stuck to the bottom of my Eureka. Look, it looks quite cool. Looks cool, doesn't it? So I'm going for a real, let's just give it another blast. Just to make sure, because it is watercolour card, it's going to hold on to the water a little bit longer. Can't beat sunny days, Jane Jones. I know. Thank you so much. You can tell I'm having fun, look. It's all over the hands. Yeah, so you can see there, Lou's popped on the Craft Stash link for you all. So go and check out those options. Because there's a few on there now and you might like some of the other ones. The more that you subscribe to, the cheaper the price, and you accrue those loyalty points as well. I think Lou's popped it in there for you. So check that out, guys. You've got all afternoon to do it though, haven't you? And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. I'm going to do that lovely giveaway as well. Right, so let's build our card. First of all, though, we do need to pop a sentiment on here. Now, I've gone with a piece of white because I feel like we've got a lot of colour going on. So we really need to break it up here. So let's grab a sentiment from our lovely set. And I think I'm going to go with, have a fantastic day. I'm just going to do it on my block here. If you have your Eureka, you can do it on your Eureka. So, is this, shall we go bigger? No, let's go this one. So, black ink. And we'll put, have a fantastic day. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, actually. I'm just rocking that back and forth. There we go. And then we'll just move that to the side. And then let's build our card. So we're bringing our top folding card here. I always do top folding, but you might refer to them as a side fold. It's totally up to you. Subscribe to Craft Stash Hauls. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Right, so, but what I like to do is, it's nice sometimes just to do like a panel left and right. But what I started to love doing is I push it right to the side, and then I sort of like either get a piece of black or a piece of gold, and I just stick it to the side, look here. And it sort of like enhances your card a little bit with a panel of something across the side. So sometimes these are brilliant for your scraps, like this was a scrap. So we have Lena from Denmark. Thank you so much. I hope you're okay, sweetheart. Karen says the fonts are beautiful. Thank you. That's really kind. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some glue behind. Ooh, look at that. Come, it was all going so well until the weather's warm. I don't need that much glue, thank you very much. Let's just get rid of that. Pop that in the bin. Let me just grab some tissue. I know we need a lot of glue for watercolour card, but my gosh, not half a bottle. So, that again. Very runny, it's because it's super warm, I think. Careful, Tony, careful. So I'll pop some glue on, look. And then I'm going to pop it off to the left of the card. And then I'm just going to grab this piece here. I'm just going to pop some glue along the one side. And this is just going to sort of like make it look a bit more classic looking. Just fold that one under there. And then level it all up till you're satisfied it's all in line and in place. So can you see how that wonderful strip of gold just finishes that card beautifully? Now I'm just going to give that chance to grab. And then I'm just going to pop some glue under the gold too, so that adheres as well. Not a ton of it, just a little bit, Tony. You can use your tape pens or your red liner tape, whatever. You use your preferred means. So I'll just let that grab. So you can see already we've got a lovely sort of stylish card, should we say? Really vibrant, isn't it? Oh. Oh, That is a cheeky Lou. She's put, is anybody crafting along with Toni minus the big glue splodge? I know, don't waste your glue like me, crikey. We're back on Craft Stash website for glue. Oh, like I'm trying to sell glue. There we go. Look how cool that looks. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Right, let's get this built up and build a pretty card. I am actually doing 2 totally different cards today. So this is like watercolor, texture, play around with colour, have fun. My next card is really clean, classic in design. Very simple, but really lovely. So I'm just going to grab some pads. And we're going to build this one up here. So 1, 2, 3. And I always like 2. If I've got stamps that I've got like a little bit of foliage or texture or whatever, I always like to give them a bit of a pinch and give them a little bit of a helping hand, because I really want the card to look 3-dimensional, if at all possible. So, you know, give them a pinch and a nudge on there. So Amy says she was crafting earlier, but my craft room is in the shed and it was too hot. Oh my gosh, how do you craft in a shed, Amy? Mind you, in the winter it's too cold, in the summer it's red hot. You can't win, can you? So shall we just pop this off to the top here? Let's do it with a little bit of a creeper on there. And you see how that lovely white outline sort of breaks it from your pretty coloured background and brings it back to the foreground. So then this one, we'll just pop a pad behind too. Like, this is a super simple card, guys. So watercolour background, stamp and die in the set, and then just colour. You can use your pens, your pencils, your alcohol markers. This set really is a versatile set. I've tried to take it very simplistic in design because florals are timeless. See if you all like it, and then we can go into further sort of techniques and things like that. Now pop this on top. Now you can twist it. It looks quite tropical like, doesn't it? I guess. So twist it a bit more. Oh no, twist it this way. You could absolutely as well cut, let me just show you, cut several of these and build a really big bouquet. You can imagine, can't you, how building a big wreath if you wanted to. But I'm just going to go on top today, just off to the side, like so. And then we have our wonderful sentiment here, which I'm not going to pad because it's all a bit high. I'm just going to pop some glue behind. I'm just going to sort of capture the leaf in and above. Mind you, let's just try 2. There we go. I like a little bit of texture. I like a bit forgiving in design. I don't like centralised. I like off, skew with, as most would say. And there we go. And it's, guess what, guys? It's got no sparkle. Are you all a bit shocked? So there we go. I'll hold this one up so you can, I'll showcase a 3D on there, because we've given those foliage elements and that flower that lovely nip and tuck on there, and that's going to like make your card look a little bit softer in design. But that's a slimline. Now this would work on a circular card, it'd work on a square, it'd work on a rectangle. There you go, and you can see that dimension off to the side there. So easy. Do you know what it is lacking though, which I don't have, is black splats. It needs some little black splats in there just to bring that black to the foreground, make it pop that little bit more. Great colour combo, so pretty. Great, thank you to, oh, that's wonderful. I'm pleased you've liked that. That didn't take long, did it? I know I pre-cut the stamp and die, but it's because I've got 2 exciting demos and I want to get through them both. And I am on a, I'm not saying I'm on a tight schedule, but I have been given a time, so I need to stay around there. You don't be getting me and bother you. So I'll leave that card there. I tell you what we'll do as well. If somebody pops a comment underneath here, we'll give away the cards too. You know, so opportunity to win a box kit if you subscribe to Craft Stash's YouTube, and I'll give the cards away if you comment underneath my video. Sorry, I can't give 2 boxes away. Then you really will get me in trouble. Right, so the next card is a little bit of a classic card. So let's just bring this one in here. So I've done a ton of the work ahead of time. So check that flower out if you do it in gold embossing. Look at this. It's a bit fancy, isn't it? Yeah, I know. So I've cut 2 here. So I'm just going to heat emboss one of these. So I need 3. And you can see how wonderful it stamps and how wonderful it die cuts. So let's just grab our Eureka. It's getting very hard in here, but I'm not taking off all my clothes. Crikey O'Reilly. It is warm, isn't it? Let's just grab some white card and let's show you how wonderful these stamps are, because they are really cool. And I think, as always, you all can expect from Stamps by Me, when I do flowers, I always do them on a curve. That's just me, because I feel like curves are easier to use, easier to manage, and they go around so many things. So I'll just take a piece of this white card here. Thank you. Love the card, do you? I'm pleased. Make sure you give them good feedback at Craft Stash so they'll have me back. Oh, right, let's get the stamp. So let's just stamp it onto here. It's got a bit of black ink on it, but I'm not too precious about it. Let's just clean the door here. So with my bigger stamps, I always use my Eureka, but you use what you've got at home. So let's pick up that stamp. Now, I am heat embossing, so I'm going to use an anti-static bag, okay? I'm just going to tap the card. Don't worry if you've got mucky marks from a previous colour, my gold embossing will hide it anyway. So this stops any flecks of embossing powder just flying off and doing their own thing. It's supposed to. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I do it regardless. It's just a helping hand. So sticky ink pad all over. You'll be able to see this because it's still got a bit of black ink on it. Look how gorgeous that is. Let's just do it one more time. Just make sure we've got all of that lovely detail in there. But don't forget, the box is available now on Craft Stash. Check out the other boxes too. Great, fantastic price, guys. I can't recommend it enough. And do you know what? Craft Stash, the gentleman at Craft Stash was asking me for 3 years to do a box kit, and I was like, I really got no time. I'm busy. I'm trying to build my brand. And I did the first craft box, and then I've done this one, and I can't believe I didn't do it earlier. I could kick myself, but here I am anyway, regardless. So just wonderful. So let's use some gold. Gold's my favourite, as you know. I love anything that's like rose gold, orangey gold, tarnished steel gold, anything like that. But if you have a favourite colour you like in your stash, you can totally change it out. I'm going for black and gold because in the paper kit of this particular box, you get that wonderful sort of like that. You get this wonderful marble effect papers. So if you're a bit fearful of doing those backgrounds that I've just done, some of the papers in there are going to help you get that look without worrying about, I can't colour or I can't do the backgrounds or, you know, it's just one step too far for me. And you've got those papers in there too. I do encourage you, colour those no-line cards though. Just sit in the garden, sit on the couch, bit of you time, feeling a bit under the weather, don't want to get all your craft stash out. Get one of those cards out and just paint them in. Paint it up, put it on the side, go to bed, and in the morning have a look at it. You might surprise yourself, honestly. So let's heat set this one. And I really need a heat gun when it's so hot, don't I? Woo. So then as soon as the powder changes, just chase that powder. Don't go too close, don't burn it. As soon as it's changed colour, just move on. So let's just show you this one. Let's just show you this one because it is really pretty. Woohoo! That's a bit fancy, isn't it? Love it, love it, love it. Loving the gold embossing, Karen says. Thank you so much. Love that stamp. Yep. Beautiful. Spray stamp suitable for all card sizes. Yep, David, that's correct. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do with this one, though, is very similar to what we did in the first card. I'm just going to take that lily out because I have two built, but I'm world's biggest scissors. Huge. And I'm just going to take that lily out. Now, in this set as well, you get dies to cut sentiments as well. So not only stamp sentiments, you get die sentiments as well. which are wonderful. And you can see from these lovely samples, which I'm going to post on social media after the show. I'm going to ask permission from Lou to see if we can post the design team samples on theirs as well. So if you're wanting a little bit of inspiration, we have a ton of samples which hopefully will inspire you all. And maybe you might try a card that you wouldn't normally try without, you know, seeing it or seeing me do something with it either. So I'm just taking out that lily. Now I'm not going for no colour on this one, so I'm going one extreme to the other right now. So multicoloured, fresh, summer vibes right now to a clean, classic, simple card. Now, let me show you. So I don't know if anybody's done cards like this before, but I'm so into acetate and vellum at the moment. I think they're really on trend. I think you see a ton of people using them in all different manners. So I've cut a card just from some acetate with some detail on. Now, you can use clear acetate, decorative acetate like this. It just needs to hold its own as a card, though, strong enough to hold its own, okay? And I'm going to do a little bit of a floating card. Now, Craft Stash has probably got a ton of this on their website because they've got the note that in on their website. So have a look, see what they've got. And then, look at this. You know what? I didn't want to cut into this. Oh, I was like, why didn't we have 10 sheets of this? I needed a ton of this black. So this one, and then I did a baby one as well. So quite simply, I'm going to do like a floating card. So I'm going to stick this one on here in the centre. Now, with acetate, you can't really use glue, guys. You need to use like a tape pen, red liner tape. And you do have to be mindful that whatever you put on the front shows through the back. So it's always a good idea, if you're sticking something on the front, have a decorative piece for the back to stick on the other side to hide the glue, okay? They do look good, don't they just? Love that stamp. This is my hero box. Oh, I'm so pleased. Right, so the only dangerous thing is if your eyes are not brilliant, which mine aren't, getting it in the centre. So I have to hold it up and place it on like that. I can't do it down like that. That's a dangerous thing. So just be mindful of that one. So I'm just popping some tape onto here. I'm just going to stick this straight onto this. This has got stars on, but you can use whatever you've got in your stash. Sorry, I am just going to have to pick it up and hold it in the air because I'm so bad. Okay. So I'm just going to give that a good old push down like a burnish on there. So here are the two that I heat embossed pre coming to wear, okay? Now, I think these are absolutely fabulous. The snippability to cut things away is totally awesome too. So if you want to cut the foliage away, cut the leaves away and just have the centre part, you can totally do that as well. So let's have a play around with some formation here. So I was thinking, and this is the beauty of it, don't ever stick anything down. Always just sort of like get your format in your head, where you're going with it, and then be ready to stick down. So let's have a look. We've got two here, and I've got this wonderful panel which is going to break it all up. And as I said, some people may go centre, I'm going to go off. I know you're all like screaming at the screen. I'm a bit crazy in that sense. So I'm just going to pull it down, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment in a second, and I'm probably going to create like a little bit of a illusion card where you get all of the rectangles. You could actually do it that way too if you wanted to. Like so. So let's pick a sentiment first before we start to build. So let's have a look. This sentiment set, I'm not going to grab mine because it's absolutely disgusting because it's been used and used and used. And I did cards for the magazine as well. So I'm going to grab you the nice clean ones so you all can read them. So look at the sentiments in here. So cheeky hello, love that. And do you know what? I love this one. You had me at high. You saw these on my samples on TV at the weekend. And I was asked where this came from. I was like, I'm not sure if I can tell you. Well, now I'm telling you, you had me at high. You are very special to me. So these are a little bit heartfelt. Have a fantastic day. How are you doing? Because that's what we all talk like. Well, that's what I talk like. You'll know that's me. Thanks. And then love you more, because that's what I say to a lot of my friends. And then you get that lovely cascade of that flowers and the dies as well. And then you get the words that die cut to how you doing and love you more, and that cuts the words as just dies, okay? So much value really. So let's just put this one away. And then I'm going to go with, let's bring in our thing. You had me at high. Got to have it, haven't we? You had me at high. Love all of the scripts. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm just going to go with a block here. I think this is the most used stamp sentiment out of this whole stash. As you can see, it's very dead. So black ink pad. Now, when they've got a little bit of solid in there, it's probably best you do it in like a platform, then you can go back and repeat. I'm not too precious about it, but if you have a platform, I would use the platform. So you had me at high, and I'm going to go bold black because I think this is going to pick up that lovely bold. There we go. Bold black from our card itself. Oh, there's lots of you tuned in now. So we've got Terry, Rosie, lovely to see you, Elizabeth, Madeline Monroe, lovely cards, thank you so much, Lynn Morton, Wendy Clark. It's lovely to have some different sentiments. Wendy, we do sentiments so well. I love sentiments. I can look at a design, and if it's not got good sentiments, I'm like, no, we need to change that up, guys. We love sentiments here at Stamps by Me. So let's start building this card. So we have our centre. Then I think we will pop pads under this one. Just some small ones. So this is going to have a little bit of dimension too. So let's just go 3 on this one. You can use bigger pads if you have bigger pads at home. I'm just out of big pads. So just these little ones for now for me. So we've got Jana Tate. Hi there from Ottawa, Canada. Lovely to have your company, sweetheart. What's the weather like? What's the weather like? So let's go up here. And then let's go flat on this one, flat on this one. So let's pop a bit of glue in this corner. Not a ton of glue, Toni, a little bit of glue. There we go. I was a bit shaky there thinking about that. And then we'll go flat on this one. Can't see my acetate. There we go. We'll go flat on this one. Let that grab. And then this one will go pads, because this is sort of like the breaker. So I love that card, but it's all sort of like mingling into one. So if you're ever at a point on a card where you're sort of like, I love it, I hate it, I'm not sure where I'm going to take it, a breaker, same pattern paper with a matte and layer on it always helps. I call these sort of like, sorry, a matte and layer, I call them like little breakers, and it just breaks up your card. So I'm just going to use this to sort of like push some of that design back. This card is unusual. Do you think, Lynn? Mind you, it is on acetate, so it makes it a little bit different, but I am sure you've all got acetate in your stash. Somebody will have inspired you at some point with some acetate and you've bought it, but you've never used it. So hopefully you get it out your stash and use it. So let's go with the breaker here. You can see how it's sort of like broken it up there. Then we have the embellishment that we fussy cut. So I'm just going to give that a pinch on there. And there's many things you can do. You can pop it back on so it brings that image back to the front. You can pop it on here, and that's where I'm going to go with it. Cool and rainy today, but yesterday was sunny and 25 degrees, Janet says. Wonderful. Isn't it nice to have a little bit of sun for a change? So with this one, on the other one, if you remember, we twisted it slightly, but on this one, I'm going to go exact. I don't want it to be too chaotic with lots of dimension. But if you twist it, it's another place to look, isn't it? So if we go exact, it's just got dimension and it's not a distraction. And then we have our wonderful sentiment here, which I'm just going to pull maybe here. We could pull it into the middle, but like I said before, I'm a little bit of, I like a little bit of texture off. Not perfect, perfectly imperfect, I'm going to go with. And then this one's going to go off to the side. And I think that's about it. What do we think? I'll stand it up in a second. It looks totally different stood up, let me tell you. Sunny all week in Essex, Elizabeth said. So, Michaela, that's a good... Oh, Michaela just popped on there. I would need a clear explanation for that sentiment. I don't understand what it means. Michaela, you of all people. So you had me at hi. Basically, I love you already. You said hello and I loved you already. Loved you from the start. Holtz Powell, can I ask, when does your shop open and close, please? Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 10 till 3. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 10 till 3. So let's show you this card then. Bit posh, this one. You need to make sure you use sort of a heavier weight acetate, and it can be patterned, it can be totally clear. I'll just tilt it back so you can see. So we have this one. I'll just move this one off to the side. So Michaela, you had me at hi, darling. And then we have this one. Get these two out. Did I do good? So lovely, Lynn. Thank you so much. Another stunning card. Thank you so much. This is my first time. You have to be very gentle with me, guys. Although I've been doing it for a long time, you have to be gentle. I'm still finding my feet with all of this stuff. I should have done it sooner. I could kick myself, but hey-ho, it is what it is. I'm here now, aren't I? Beautiful. Interesting card. Thank you so much, guys. Fabulous, beautiful. Karen, oh, we'll have to watch back. Absolutely you can. You can watch it back. So there we are. Two wonderful cards using the wonderful, wonderful box kit. Now, the box kit is great value. If I'm going to tell you to buy anything today, it's probably the box kit. You can get it from me, or you can go and check it out on the Craft Stash's website. Now, the beauty of it being on Craft Stash's website is they don't expect you to get every single box. They don't ask you to subscribe and commit to so many boxes. You can be the leader of whatever you want to subscribe to. If you want to buy one, go ahead and do it. If you like two, you get those extra discounts. 3, 4, you get loyalty points. They give so much back for you committing to the designs from other designers as well. So check that out. I did say at the beginning of the show, though, that I do have a giveaway, and the giveaway is going to be a complete box from me here at Stamps by Me. And the one request is that you go and subscribe to the Craft Stash's YouTube channel. And again, it's all about sharing the love of craft. So go and subscribe. It's absolutely free. The content on there is incredible. They are live quite a lot, which means I get a break. So if I'm not live, you might want to check theirs out because they're live quite often as well. And it's all about sharing the love of craft. I hope you like those demonstrations. I will post some finished samples. Our design team will post samples as well, so you get more content and more reasons to be inspired when you get your box kit home. If you've already got your box kit home, make sure you share your makes on the Craft Stash's Facebook page, Stamps by Me Facebook page, the Eureka fan page. We love to see your makes. Let's just share craft. That is what it's all about. So whatever you're doing, have a great day, great afternoon, great evening in the sunshine. Make sure you wear your SPF, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye.